to Professor Dr. Primo Garcia, and to those of you who may have given access to this presentation, a pleasant day. This short audiovisual presentation explains the main points of difference on management and leadership as practiced in our organization. But before we dive into our main topic, let's have a brief discussion on the contextual definitions of management and leadership. Let's start with management. When we hear the word management, the first thing that comes to mind is the word manage or manager. In its context, the manager is someone who must be knowledgeable and skillful about management tasks and functions. The tasks of managers revolve around resource control in order to achieve the goals set by his organization. We call it organizational goal. They get the legitimacy from somebody with an appointment authority or by means of election. The managers get rewards from achieving his targets or by accomplishing their mission or by successfully delivering their products or services efficiently. These strategies and practices employed by the manager are called management. How about leadership? How does it differ from management? Now let's get to our next topic, which is leadership. When we hear the word leadership, the first thing that comes to mind is the word lead or leader. Contextually speaking, leader is someone who moves, influences, encourages, motivates, shares his passion with other people in the organization, using his charismatic personality, unlike manager who uses resource control. So those are basically the difference between a leader and a manager, or the leadership and management. Now we go to the difference between management and leadership in its relation to its application in our own organization, a government owned and controlled corporation or GOCC. Based on the roles given or provided for management and leadership in the previous module, I would say that our agency, who was named in this presentation as AAA organization, has been commonly practicing management. For instance, the day-to-day operation of each division in our agency is anchored on the direction and control of the management or the managers in different levels of the agency. The managers sit down with the rank and file employees only to discuss matters or concerns related to the performance of its functions, developments and implementation of our projects, and other related matters. The agenda only revolve around keeping the agency policies in place and complying with the guidelines with respect to the fulfillment of our mandate. None of this opens opportunities to have a kind of discussion that encourages solicitation of ideas, concepts, or new approaches for the fulfillment of our major processes. The relationship between the managers and their people does not go beyond the professional level. This is not the case with our leaders. They would sit down with us and talk about our common goals, the challenges that each member of the staff has to face or has been facing, or the ways they use to solve these problems, and how can we achieve our organizational goals. Our leaders know our sentiments because they belong to us. On one hand, we have managers who are also leaders. They are those who can cross the borders that separate the rank and file employees and the executives. They would sit down with us, sincerely applaud us for a job well done, and tell us how to improve ourselves. They lead us with their words of inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. Indeed, managers and leaders play respective roles in our own organization. They are distinct from each other, but despite the differences, their roles can be played interchangeably or simultaneously by one person or in one persona. There are some inherent qualities and attributes which make a manager a leader and a leader a manager. With proper nurturing, both qualities and attributes can be merged in one persona. My personal belief is that leaders with managerial attributes or qualities are in best positions to cause greater movement and impact in an organization. With that, it can be inferred that to achieve better organizational performance, it is better to have managers who are also leaders, two in one person, someone who inspires, motivates, and brings out the best in his people. Finally, an organization that puts greater value in its people, sees their worth, and knows they are its lifeblood, receives nothing but the same value and worth, and creates a culture that thrives with mutual trust and respect. This can be achieved with proper management and leadership over the people in an organization. That ends my short presentation. Thank you very much for listening.